So, is Star Trek actually on life support, or are we just watching the most expensive reset in sci-fi history? Between rumors of catastrophic Starfleet Academy viewership and sets being gutted in Toronto, the panic in the fandom is real. Here's the truth. The leakers are focused on drama, while the math is telling a completely different story. Today, I'll be trying to separate the doom posting from the data to find out what is actually happening behind the scenes at Paramount. So stick around, because the so-called Great Dark isn't just a trend. It could potentially be the blueprint for how this franchise actually survives the next decade. Now let's get into it.
I do not understand why humans find your rambling to be content.
So let's get it over with the elephant in the room, Starfleet Academy, and the news that it was axed before Season 2 even saw the light of day. Honestly, not surprised. I know there are a lot of people out there crunching numbers and playing armchair CEOs, but it's actually pretty simple. No company kills a cash cow. If the viewership was there, the show would be there.
Estimated production cost for the first season exceeded $150 million. The return on investment required a global audience reach that the metrics suggest was not achieved.
Yeah. So, it's dry, it's cynical, but it's honest. Look, guys, studios don't cancel shows because they're woke or anti-woke, or whatever the hell political flavor of the week people are screaming about. They cancel them because they aren't making any money. It's that simple. Now, about that 40,000 viewer rumor, 40,000 per episode. I love the guys from Red Letter Media. They're fantastic. And they're doing this amazing thing of reviewing the first seasons of the, let's say, Roddenberry or Braga Trek. Like I said, fantastic. But they're also the kings of trolling. I don't actually know if someone actually whispered that number to Mike, or if he just wanted to see how fast the internet would set itself on fire. If you watch the actual episode, he mentions that number while they were reviewing season 1 of Voyager. And honestly, as I was watching that, my first thought was, oh my god, this is not gonna end well. And look, everyone took it as a gospel. But let's keep it clear, it's unverified. Now, if it is true, though, well, then the patient isn't just, sick. The patient is actually flatlining. And then we have the petition. Oh, the petitions. As of April 26th, it is sitting at about 25,000 signatures, so people are trying to save the show. Look, I get it, and I love the passion, but let's be real for a second here, right? For a small, maybe indie project, 25,000 signatures would be a win. For a show that cost $150 million. That's not even a blip on the radar.
To justify a $150 million expenditure, a minimum engagement threshold of several million active subscribers is typically required. 25,000 signatures represents approximately 0.016% of the necessary audience base.
The math here is honestly brutal. you would actually need at least 10 times that number just to get them to look up from their lunch. And probably millions to make them rethink the cancellation. Paramount has to look at their bank account. And 25,000 signatures? That's what, 25,000 viewers? Wouldn't even pay for the craft services on a show this big. It's a nice thought, but it's not going to stop the bulldozers in Toronto. And at the end, we have the movie reboot. It's the Goldstein and Delay? I'm not quite sure. Seriously. Guys, how many times are we gonna reboot this thing? Now, I get it. Look, Paramount wants those theatrical billions because movies are the bread and butter of any studio. They still are. Theatrical releases is what makes a huge amount of money for studios. But in my humble opinion, they're trying to sprint before they can walk. They really need to fix the TV side first.
Kelvin Timeline Films demonstrated a diminishing return. While the 2009 film was financially successful, subsequent entries failed to maintain the same trajectory among core demographics.
Because they forgot the fans. Look, I get it. You cannot succeed without the general audience. Sure, we all know that. But the hardcore fans are the ones who watched the goddamn movie 6 times. And we are the ones who won't shut up about it. We are the ones who spread the word. Now, Paramount tried to literally member bury us to death, and we just moved on. Hopefully, they saw we were not buying all of this. And I hope they're trying to dodge the Kelvin production hell, but they're doing it by starting over. Again. And finally, let's talk about this so-called Great Dark. What is it? Well, there's not going to be Star Trek on TV. The Stockpile of Strange New Worlds episode is going to run out by 2027. And then, silence. And if you ask me, honestly, not worried. If Star Trek goes dark for a while, maybe it's for the best. Look, I would rather they take 3 years to figure out what they're doing instead of just putting something out there because they're afraid of the gap.
Star Trek Archive contains over 900 episodes of television and 13 feature films. The audience has sufficient content to sustain interest during a production hiatus.
We have 60 years of lore. We have books, we have games, old shows. We aren't going anywhere. If there is one thing about Star Trek fans, it's that we are patient. We waited through the dark ages before. I think, and I hope, the suits at Paramount are realizing right now our patience is not infinite, but our loyalty is, if the quality is there. So, if they get their ducks in a row and they take time, we'll be there. As long as they don't give us another failure. Look, I'm hoping for a better future. Better stories, characters that actually feel like people, and scripts that don't feel like they were written by a committee trying to check some boxes. If we have to wait, fine, so be it. I'll be right here. And I can guess we'll all be right here. Just give us a good show. Star Trek show. Anyways, until the next one, M5, full impulse, and engage.
Support the organic creator, like, share and subscribe.